Hi, everybody. I'm Hollie Clere with the Social Media Advisor, coming to you live today with my dear friend Rachel Moore with Really Social. It's really social, not social really, right?
Correct. It's really social. Like really.
Really dot social.
That's right.
And I have to tell you, I am such a geek because I am online stalking Rachel. Dun, dun, dun. What does that mean? That means that she's disappearing.
I'm like,
it's not a bad thing, I promise you.
No, it's good stalking.
She is everywhere online, and she is a leading pioneer in this live stuff. And so I'm going to be having some shows coming up, and we ran through and troubleshooted some things together. She was an awesome hostess when Blab was out there. And so it was really fun to be able to interview in that space. But I'm really looking forward to her sharing about her specialties, because we don't do the exact same things in social media, which is one of those, oh, really? Not all social media people do the same stuff.
No, they don't.
So, yes, Rachel actually doesn't have any idea what questions I'm going to be asking her. So completely unscripted, but it's not as though she's never done something like this before.
Truth.
So thanks to everyone who ends up joining this. Right now we don't have any subscribers on live yet, mostly because I have not ever gone live from the Social Media Advisor page before. So there's a first for everything.
Oh, it'll happen. That's the thing about live streaming. 0 people could watch it, but it winds up still being the best performing post you ever had because they come back.
And that's what's so cool, because I can watch it live and I can interact, or I can watch it later and it's still relevant content.
Yeah, totally.
So Rachel, what is the component of live that really shaped and honed that niche of your business?
Oh my goodness. I think it's the community of it. It was really interesting that I actually started my business right before, or actually I guess right in the middle of when live streaming became a thing. Meerkat and Periscope were the big new social live streaming apps that were out there. Google Hangouts we'd always had, but it was very much seen more as like, oh, this is a business thing. Let's do a businessy conference together. It wasn't so much a, hey, I'm walking down the street and nobody's going to do that. Nobody was doing that with Google Hangouts. Like, I'm walking down the street and using my phone and go live on Google Hangouts. No. And plus, I mean, the whole Hangout thing kind of connotated that it was going to be, you have to have more than one person, whatever. Well, then Meerkat and Periscope came out. Meerkat and then Periscope right on his heels. And it really started this whole, hey, I can do a pop-up live video right while I'm walking down the sidewalk in the street. I can do it when I'm camping, if I got Wi-Fi, obviously, or wherever. And I want to apologize really quick to your viewers because we may get a cat photobomb here.
I am loving it. Hi, kitty.
My cat happens to know every time I go on live stream, it's the weirdest thing ever. And he does this. There you go. I don't know why. It's just his thing. So
that cat loves the attention.
He does. He's like, oh, your live video. I'm just going to walk behind you really quick. Let people know.
I think your cat did that when we were live last time too.
When I had my Blab show, every ding dang time, it was like clockwork. Like, here he goes within 5 minutes. Anyway, so people could go on live stream and be like, here's cat hour. And they do. I see this. So, cat hour. So right when I started my business, October 2015, we had all those, and then Blab was this thing, and it was already in play. And Blab became a thing where it was like you could go live very easily from a browser. They had an app too, and then easily let people come in. And this is where the community happened. Blab is no longer with us, or it is, but it broke up with us hard and then left and became something else. But what we all started doing, a lot of people were coming into this whole new platform, Blab, and live stream community. What stole the show for me was the fact that it was live streaming coming together. You can get more than one person live streaming into a room. So Hollie, I mean, I could have been on my own live stream and you pop in and I could say, hey, do you want to come in? And then click, you're able to come in and now we're both live gathering back and forth, right?
Yes, and I loved that.
It was so great, and it was instantaneous. It was easy. I think that it was. I believe we had to go in via Twitter. I'm trying to remember. I'm blanking out on that.
Yeah, you had to log in with Twitter.
Yeah, you had a social login with that, which was very similar to Periscope. So we're all kind of like, okay. But what was great about it was it also incorporated, which Periscope does too to a degree, but it incorporated a sidebar chat so people could come in, maybe not go live because not everybody's, got makeup on, or maybe they're not clothed. Maybe they're eating. They might just have all these reasons why I don't want to go live, but I just want to be in here and chat. And so people would interact with the chat on the side. They'd have sidebar conversations that weren't even related to what was being talked about while the live stream's going on. And that's, I think, what stole the show for me, and what has, I believe, evolved into live streaming becoming a major branding component. Because you're able to go live with content of any manner. We're going live right now with content about live streaming, but there's nothing stopping someone from watching this live or watching the replay at the same time as somebody, and they're just chatting back and forth like, oh my God, that was great, right, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I think, right, it's like a tennis match. But that's what's so great about it, is that it really is organic. It allows anybody to come in and turn this into whatever they need it to be. So as far as my brand really hooking onto it, I didn't plan for it. I went live streaming because I thought, well, this will be a great way I can practice. It's new and social. I was really bent and have always been bent on being acclimated to what is new in social media so I can tell other people about it. And it just became a thing where I was like, this is a great way to learn and build awareness and communicate and build an audience. And now I live stream usually twice a week at minimum. And it's just become part of my thing. And honestly, any brand is out there, I think it should be. If you're able to execute live streaming without forcing it, you should do it. So
just do it.
Just do it.
Have you seen that video? Just do it.
No.
Right now. Oh, I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
So super funny. Okay, that's really valuable. So you mentioned a series of different platforms that are still around. And so what are the social media platforms that you're currently using?
Sure. I use Periscope, which is funny because I actually really didn't like Periscope when I first tried it. It wasn't my favorite. I was like, it's a challenging platform in that if you're using it, people comment, and the comments are there for maybe 4 seconds. So if you are not all eyes on the screen, you lost the comment, and now you're like, oh, can you post that again? Which is tacky. But I'm on Periscope. I actually set up my Rachel.live goes to my Periscope. And I do my Let's Live Stream. I do a weekly Twitter chat called Let's Live Stream, 3 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday. And that is one place. That's the primary place we broadcast. I also do Facebook Live. I use the tool you're using right now, which is BeLive.tv. It's not the only tool out there that lets you go on Facebook Live, but Facebook Live, you obviously can also go right on via Facebook, your app, though it wouldn't let us do this dual screen that we're doing right now. So I do Periscope, Facebook Live. I do Twitter. Twitter's Go Live. Essentially, that's just Periscope inside Twitter. It means that I don't have to go over to Periscope. I can just go live right in my Twitter app. Those are the 3 primary ones that I use. I have dabbled in Instagram live stories, but haven't really had the time really to come up with a strategy for that, for what I want to do. I know you, Marjorie. Hello. So yeah, I use the top 3: Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook primarily. Instagram Live, though, is really starting to gain some traction. Marjorie's here.
That is so cool. She knows us both. That's amazing.
See, well, you're getting to use the comments thing in here too. This is why this is a really cool platform, isn't it?
Yes, I'm loving it. So, Marjorie, I am learning BeLive.tv at the same time as I'm learning how to do dual interview Facebook Live. It's super fun.
She's doing great.
So, you didn't mention Snapchat, and that's not really live video, but there's story in that.
Truth. I do go on Snapchat. As we all know, there are 24 hours in a day, so I only have so many places I can appear at one time. Or in John Doe, Be Live is so cool. Oh, that's right. So you're actually showing how this is used. So that's Snapchat is not Snapchat is not textbook live streaming. It kind of skates over. I've seen, and there's my cat again. Hello. I see Snapchat come up a ton in Facebook groups that are dedicated to live streaming discussion. So it's still kind of out there because it is a bit, I mean, it's video at its heart and stuff, but we all think it's only a matter of time until like Snapchat opens up where you can do a live broadcast real time that's maybe not a 10-second recorded video.
Do you think it will be something that happens?
I think so. And most of the reason I think that is because Facebook has gone so hard in on trying to compete with Snapchat that it's copying everything Snapchat does pretty much. And I think one primary thing that Facebook offers that Snapchat doesn't is a live broadcast component. So it would not surprise me in any way, shape, or form if Snapchat's like, oh, really? Because it does. It has a very unique user base. It's prolific. Oh my God, the advertising on Snapchat is insanely affordable. So it wouldn't surprise me, particularly with them going out with their IPO, that they're going to probably instill that. But that hasn't happened yet.
It's exciting.
It is pretty cool. We're always like, ooh, what's going to happen? So,
right? Yeah. It's so funny when you do that. What's going to happen next?
I know what's going to happen. I know. I watched too many cartoons when I was growing up. I'm very anime. Whew.
I love it. So perfect. And you've got the eyes for it too, which is great. Yes, you got the big old anime eyes.
I do. I have big old anime eyes. So
yes, little pet shops. So well, that's super awesome. So what are the top 3 services that you provide to businesses right now?
I do a ton of social media training. The big thing that I hear that is an instant, oh gosh, I got you, is that when people, particularly business owners, but really can be anybody, but you know, it's a brand of some kind that says, oh, you do social media? Here's the next sentence I always hear. Well, I have a Facebook page. I haven't posted to it for a while. How many of us have heard that, right? Or
you see the look on my face?
Yeah, you're like, mm-hmm. Or they're like, oh, you do social media? Yeah, I have a LinkedIn profile. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it.
Yes.
Perfect in for me, because then I say, well, great. Guess what I do? I can train you. I can teach you all the things that you need to do. Teach you how to do this maybe 10 minutes a day, if that, or do it in one fell swoop once a month, and I can teach you what you need to know. And the thing is, people don't know what they don't know. They have no idea all of the things that these platforms do, and they do a lot. My God, Holly, if you ask me to go train someone on a Facebook page, I need 90 minutes just to get them going with the basics. Yep. I can barely touch on insights or advertising or Facebook Live or events. With 90 minutes, it's that much time to take, and that's just teaching 1 to 2 people in the same time. I need that much things you can do. But my whole, we've got people out there who they're too busy to do it. You know, it takes time for sure. It's a long game. It's a relationship long game. It's not going to be instantaneous, which takes time. Relationships take time investment, and that's what social is. And so I totally get when a business owner or brand is saying, look, I want to just offload it, let somebody else do it. That's great. There are absolutely wonderful people like yourself who can do an excellent job at that for them. But I do go back to say, let's just remember though, there's nobody that's going to be you as well as you. And so when I can teach a person to say, let me just at least show you social on social, so you know what to post on Facebook. Oftentimes I get people who are like, I just don't know what to post to Facebook. Okay. Yes, you do. You've got things you can post. You have no clue, and it's totally fine. We're going to open that floodgate. I just love seeing the little light bulbs like, I could post that. Oh, yes. That makes total sense. I could post that? I mean, that's something I do anyway. Yes, you can do all these things. So, a lot of words just say that was one primary thing is social media training. I do live stream hosting. I'm actually starting to kind of market that out, or it's marketing me rather. I do live stream broadcasting on behalf of people. So I can come to an event if they are like, look, I got things going on. I'm in the middle of this fray. I don't have time to live stream this event myself, but I need it live streamed. I come in and do that. So I know what to get on there. I can get on their page. I can be kind of their moderator, make sure the comments people are putting on the Facebook Live can get and sorted in and be like, hey, you have a question that's live from the Facebook Live. So I do that. And then workshops. I teach workshops at conferences. I'm actually flying out tomorrow to the Association for Challenge Course Technology. So this is a conference for people who do zipline parks and stuff like that. And I'm going to teach a workshop for them on how to incorporate live streaming in so that they can allow outside customers who aren't actually there to immerse and be like, oh, I want to be ziplining right now because I can see you doing it. So those are the three primary things that I do. That's right. I do training and live stream hosting and workshops at conferences. So those are the big three that I'm kind of in right now. And as far as live streaming, the hosting too, I'm going to be at Summit Live next month, I will be live streaming the crap out of that thing and just interviewing Ryan Bell and the speakers and showing people what the workshops are, what the tools are that people are talking about, and giving the eyes on the prize from outside. So, but that's what I do. Lots of stuff.
I'm totally typing what you're saying so everyone can see it.
You're awesome. Look at that.
I like that feature. And it's got a little logo.
Mm-hmm. It's way cool.
Okay. So the reason why I picked you is obviously because I've been stalking you. It's not a bad thing. Promise. Just means that you're leading by example. And I like the stuff you've been putting out there. And I'm picking it up as you're dropping it down. So, right. Whoop, whoop. Yep. So with it, I wanted to make sure that my audience got a chance to meet you because I don't do training on live. I also don't teach people how to create their Facebook pages or their LinkedIn profiles. I do. That's a service we provide for them.
Right.
So where it's extraordinarily valuable, I 100% believe in everything you're doing as far as education because of the fact that it is your brand. Whether it's your company brand or your personal brand online, you have to know how to manage it. You have to know what people are saying about it. And you have to know what you've already pushed out there and what the world is seeing. How to edit it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, Holly, one of the things that I always tell people too, I want to add value to people who do that stuff because if you don't know how all this stuff works, you could hire someone crappy to do your social for you. And that is the ball game. This is all PR happening on social media. I mean, really, it is just like having a press conference all the time that people can see. And like you were just saying, your brand and stuff and protecting that. If you hand that over to the wrong person who doesn't know what they're doing or has some really not best practices that they do to get influence on social, you will be the beneficiary of all their negative stuff. And so if I can add that, and honestly, usually what happens when I do train somebody, there are a few people who are like, oh my gosh, I got this. Great. Okay. Thank you. Now I can do this. Most people say, oh my God, I cannot do all this myself. And
because it can be overwhelming, right?
So it's just so much. Cause like we just said, it's like you're starting a new dating relationship for each platform that you're on. And so, but isn't that better though than to say, okay, I just taught you all the things you need to know that if you could do it yourself, but now if you hire somebody, you know what to look for, you know who to hire, you know, to avoid the Craigslist $9 an hour college grad who decided they want a career in social, but all they knew is to post links on Facebook and that's it. That is not managing social media. Whereas instead now you're like, okay, instead, I see the whole scope of this. That's what I'm looking for in someone who will be able to help me offload this. And then it's professionals like yourself and some other people that we know too, but that are really good at doing this and do this for a living and know these inside and out. And that's what I hope to provide too. My whole goal is to say this is a valuable knowledge, piece of knowledge to have. Therefore, you should value the people that are going to do it for you. So hopefully that's helping provide value there too.
I completely agree with you in every sense of that. there's a lot of junk out there. Not everyone. There's some really great people who produce really awesome content, but honestly, you have to have a budget to be able to bring those people in. And there's always a next step, right, in marketing. So some people say 10% of your income should be, or your business income should be put toward marketing. Yeah. Because there's education, there's printed materials, there's ads, there's all sorts of different components that do cost something. When you bring in a person to learn, it's not a case of, well, what do you mean I had to pay you for your time? You know, you do. It's an investment in your business, and it's an investment in the person who's training you. And so thank you for being an educator and providing accountability and resources, because I truly feel that you're an advocate for awareness, and you're able to use your live platform to not only educate people on things that they need to know about in business, but in life as well. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, kind of like you just a little bit. You're a super nice person. You're a great friend. No, but seriously, people do need to follow you on your social channels. So can you give those to me here real quick again, so I can make sure that I type those in for the audience?
I will. And actually, I will be very transparent and let you guys know you need to do better than what I did, and be an early adopter and be better at your branding so that all of your handles match across all your profiles. I'm
guilty of this too.
I wish mine did. I know it's so much easier. I so envy the people that say I'm XYZ everywhere. I mean, if you type in on that platform, that XYZ, then you'll find that person. I really wish I could be that. Anyway, I'm not, but here we go. On Twitter, I am at Rachel, Rachel, it's the Bible spelling, people, at Rachel_really. And that all comes from the fact that when I was first picking out my my Twitter handle, I was trying to be like, really, Rachel? That was taken. So I did Rachel, really? So that's where that all comes from. But I'm also authentic, if you haven't noticed. I'm totally self-deprecating. I'm like, God, if I can embarrass myself and teach you at the same time, I will totally embarrass myself. So I'm at Rachel_really on Twitter. On Facebook, get ready. So it's facebook.com/ that's all you need to know is what's after the slash. Rachel Moore, really social. That's not so bad. On LinkedIn, it's the same. Rachel Moore, really social. And what's the other one I want to show you? Oh, yeah. And then just, you don't even need my Periscope handle. It's the same as my Twitter, but rachel.life, that's where to find me on Periscope. So, but that's where to find me. I tried to keep it as simple as possible, but like I said, I didn't do the best due diligence when I was first starting. Guys, if I can give you one piece of advice, which is too late because I've given you more than one, when a new social platform comes out, I don't care if you have no intention to ever get on that platform, just go sign up for a handle. Just go sign up, because if it's new, you're likely going to get the handle that matches your brand. You may never go to it, but what if things change and that platform suddenly becomes the primary place where your customers are? Then you kind of need to be over on that platform, and look, voila, you have your handle over there already. It's perfect. So go be an early adopter, even if you have zero intention of coming back to that platform. You'll thank me for this. Trust. So
yeah, trust, seriously, because I have a couple as well, and it gets challenging. My friend Erin is always like, so which one is it? The social media advisor? Is it the social pro? Just depends on the platform, and not all platforms will allow for as many characters as we have.
Exactly.
So you really got to plan ahead.
You do, and it's hard, and you just do the best you can, and as cohesive as you can make it, you try that. So, it helps.
Well, I thank you so much for your time. I do want to ask you a really fun question, which you inspired me to do this a while ago. Because, we are kind of into, Comic-Con-ish type stuff.
Yes. I love Comic-Con cosplay.
I know, right? Okay, so if nobody knows what cosplay is, it means that you dress up in theme as a character, and you attend fun conferences. And
you go all out. It's Halloween for adults, people. It's amazing.
All day long.
So awesome.
So, I know you attended Comic-Con last year, which is why I can ask you this question. But what what was the one character that you were absolutely a fangirl of? Had to see this character, had to get handshake or picture or whatever.
So we did not actually shake hands with anybody. God, was it? Oh God, I got it. John Q. Delancey, or John Delancey, sorry, who plays Q. Work with me, Star Trekkers. Come on, it's Star Trek Next Generation. He's also appeared in Voyager, Star Trek Voyager. I love that character. He's the most obnoxious, fun, quirky. I mean, you love to hate him, right? Whenever he'd come on, I'm like, it's a Q episode. I love Q because he's so maddening. But I love when he would play those. And I did get to see him. They had a cool Star Trek panel that he was on. And I had to be there, and I was so excited. And he was great. He just talked about, I loved how too that, I mean, you had tons of people there dressed up and everything. And real quickly, I want to, as much as I wanted to see him, I do want to share one moment that happened at Comic-Con that actually made me cry. I was like, it was good crying. It was Haley Atwell. So she was there, and she is Agent Carter. Those again, Captain America. So she plays Peggy Carter, in, you know, the hat, really cool red hat. Who's a woman who's a spy back during right during the Cold War. So women totally getting downplayed. You're not important. What do you offer? You're a secretary. You know, it's that whole thing. And she was in the Captain America movies and had the show Agent Carter, I think, for just one season. But it was so cool, and I'm going to totally tear up. I'm going to try not to. But there was, you know, they do Q&A with the audience, and one little girl came up on the side, and she asked Haley Atwell. She asked her, "How do you feel to be so inspirational to so many young women?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" And so all of us were just crying, right? But you know, as a woman who's a business owner and also the mom of a little girl, you know, that was huge, and it really. See, Comic-Con isn't just about geeks and, you know, dressing up and buying interesting art or, you know, trying to be like, who can have the most authentic looking lightsaber. It was really cool
but that
to
is
see.
Fun, though.
That is way fun. Oh my gosh. And then also, I guess Stan Lee was there, which I saw him from afar and I was like, oh, but that was so great because it does show again that, and it translates all even back to social, what we were talking about, you know, what you do and say matters, and putting that kind of content out there that could, you know, inspire and touch somebody like that. And then like me. So it was pretty cool. And I can't wait to go back to Comic-Con again. We're actually planning our costumes as a family again. So
that's awesome. I can't wait to see the picture. Well, I don't know if we're attending Comic-Con this year, but we attend a cosplay conference once a year now. So
nice.
Last year we did an anime conference.
Do you go to the one down? Because I heard about one in Colorado Springs. It's kind of, I had never heard of it. And I need to find out the name of it, but I can't remember.
I haven't heard of that one. The one we went to was NDK, which is a Japanime.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So it was a whole new world. And it's such fun. Eye candy watching all these costumes, and
it's amazing.
What a neat
People
moment.
Are so creative. And you guys looked great. I remember seeing your picture. I'm like, oh my God, you look awesome. So.
Well, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. It's important to capture those moments and have them documented as far as, it's not all about just hanging out in games. There's some really inspiring, important things that happen at these things as well.
Well, yeah, that and again, just the way we're communicating, you know, on social and stuff, you do, sometimes those nuggets come along from a totally casual post or conversation and they change lives. Yeah. You know, so I know both of us feel privileged to be part of that world. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I just adore you. Thank you for taking the time with me today. Mwah, mwah.
Of course, darling.
Those of you who have stayed with us or watched live or are watching this later, thank you so much for joining. This is Rachel Moore and Hollie Clere coming at you live today. And you know what? It's been a blast. Definitely check out our links. They're going to be in the comments just below. And looking forward to doing this more. Thanks for all your advice, Rachel.
Thank you, Hollie, for having me on.
Thanks. All right, now we got to figure out how to close it down. Here we go.